we have the Drawn of the Week, which is what not to do after a bike ride or an exercise. The article was written by Molly. Shout out to you, Molly. I'm guilty of pretty much every single one of these things that we're about to run through.
I think a lot of people probably are.
We were talking off camera about just the variety of things that I'm going through right now.
Yes.
Probably a little bit more psychological than physical, but anyways, thank you for kind of helping me through this and kind of giving our audience, I guess, a guide rather to kind of, what not to do or things to be mindful of, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You put in the work, so you want to celebrate it, do the good things afterward to reap the benefits of the ride.
Absolutely, I could not agree more. We're gonna start with anything in your cycling kit.
Yes, which basically means just change. Simple as that. Change out of your gear so that you're not risking saddle sores. Like if you have a little irritation from a long ride and you're staying in those sweaty clothes, you get a little more rubbing irritation that can just up your risk, and nobody wants that.
We all like to look like a superhero after the ride.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Flappy open.
Or we get a little lazy, you know?
That's so true. I know. I mean, this one, and then I think it's, you mention it and you kind of key into it. Staying dirty is the second one.
Yeah. Similar, same thing.
So it's in the same camp of things, you know, especially because there's so many different types of events. Like you're gonna get a little bit less dirty if you're on the road, but you're still gonna have some dirt.
Right.
Whereas if you go mountain biking, you're for sure probably gonna get a little muddy.
Yeah, for sure.
Or if you're Trevor Rabb, then you just
I was
jump in.
gonna say like cyclocross or something, then yeah. I've seen some photos.
Yeah, he likes to jump straight into the pits, actually.
Tara too, I think?
Tara as well. They both like to cannonball when they can. Okay, this one directly affects me, skipping your next meal.
Yes, you wanna make sure to get some nutrients after your ride within like a 30 to 90 minute window. Trying to get some carbs, especially if you did a long ride.
Okay.
And then some protein too.
Okay. Is there an ideal, I know like I have a sensitive stomach, for example, so I need to be very mindful of like volume, or do you recommend just like easing into eating, or is there a certain type of food that's good for your gut after or before a ride, for example?
Yeah, it definitely depends on what settles best for you.
Okay.
So sometimes like if you did an intense effort, people aren't that hungry afterward. And in that case, sometimes like a smoothie is a good way to go because you don't have to worry about eating. You can just sip that smoothie. I love a smoothie too. It looks like you have a berry one. I prefer like a green one. Personally.
Okay.
But do you know what I'm saying?
I don't know which that is.
No shame.
No shame? Okay.
No shame. I love a berry one too.
Okay, sounds good.
Into the green. Your preference.
You do you.
You do you.
Conversely, eating everything, I have to make the guilty admission that I made to you earlier that I sleep eat to the fridge. That's a thing.
Which is, yeah.
She was also just as shocked. It's called being ravenous, people.
Yes, it's that is a little misleading. It's not that you don't want to eat. It's more so that if you're feeling super hungry, ravenous, like you're going to the fridge in the middle of the night.
Like a trash panda in the middle of an alley.
Yes, that probably means you didn't eat enough during your workout or before your workout. So paying attention to those nutrition points are also important.
You're not a hero if you don't eat on your ride, okay, people?
Yes.
Like, there's no need to bonk. You can avoid bonking. Also, you can avoid just general fatigue after riding by replenishing, recovering, and refueling.
And just feeling better.
Your 3 R's? I think those are R's, right?
Recovery, refuel,
replenish. Oh, sorry, I missed rest. Excuse me.
I don't know if that's right, though, but that feels right.
Yeah, just take it as a guide.
Those 3.
Number 5, not reflecting on your workout. Pretty critical.
Yeah, I think like while you're taking a shower, maybe thinking about how the ride went, what went well, what didn't, what you can change next time. Maybe it's getting that snack in that that maybe led to the bonking.
Shower beer or a cold cry in the shower.
I love a good cry.
Good cry. Shower. There we go. We're kind of guilty here because we obviously have work to do, but we also get to play outside. Going right into your most important meeting. Probably a no-no for most people.
Yeah, it's interesting, the relationship between like mental and physical fatigue. That's kind of where this comes in. Like if you did a really hard workout, you push the intensity, that is a lot of physical fatigue, but it also can leave your mind mentally fatigued. So like going right into a hard project, then you might not be at your sharpest. So you want to have a little break between so you can reset and then get into that hard project.
You don't want to. You want to fire on all cylinders, obviously,
Yeah.
during your meetings. Work is important, riding and everything else is just as important. So, rest, recovery. We're kind of building on these. It seems like.
Yeah.
The last one, you're gonna have to break down a little bit more for me. Avoiding
Yes.
all other movement for the rest of the day.
This is one that I feel pretty guilty of. Like you go from your bike to
Yeah.
your computer
Yeah.
and then you're just sitting all day long so that you have like your hips are flexed for
Yeah.
like your entire day. That's when your hips might start to feel a little cranky. So
Okay.
basically that's what that means. Like even though you did a long ride in the morning, you still want to take breaks throughout the day, go for a walk,
Okay.
maybe do some mobility moves, like break up that sitting.
Yeah, that's definitely, we all get tight, especially after a ride if you don't stretch, and it seems like because more and more of our work is becoming static in some ways.
Yeah,
Like,
a lot of computer work.
Yeah, I can see how the muscles and just the rest of your body starts to stiffen up a little bit, especially if you're not.
Yeah, and your
kinda
shoulders.
Kind of
Shoulders,
moving and
hips,
grooving.
yeah.
Shoulders, hips, knees and toes.
Gotta
knees and
loosen
toes.
it up.
Yeah, anywho, so that was the 7 things not to do after a
Yes.
bike ride. I'm actually gonna freestyle real quick on a few other things.
Please.
Would you have a beer afterward?
Maybe.
A
It
slice of
has
pizza.
some pizza for sure.
Okay. Would you immediately do another activity?
If it were yoga, maybe,
Okay. All right. Yoga's acceptable,
but
people.
not like a heavy lifting.
Yeah, guys, if there's any other things that you guys do that you find maybe weird, or not that we're trying to shame any of you guys, but like share your weird habits after the bike ride. Like we want to know.
Share your weird.
Yeah, please. Like show us your weird. We love. Actually, that sounded wild. Don't show us your weird, but you know what we mean.